Hello and welcome to the 24-hour cross-border challenge. We are a group of three students, Fara from Tunisia, Luca from Austria, Arthur from Brazil, and we are all students of Intercultural Management at the Corinthian University of Applied Sciences. We are participants of the 24-hour cross-border challenge. Our goal as a research group was to evaluate how the import from northern Italy to Corinthia was influenced by the coronavirus. We had the opportunity to interview several experts from different fields, whom we would like to thank for their contribution to our project.
We had the chance of interviewing Oliver Cook, co-founder and current CEO of Vionello and Cocuni, stores that sell in Corinthia Italian-style clothes. More than two-thirds of the items they sell are imported weekly from Italy. The current pandemic situation and the closing of the borders directly affected his stocks and business.
Wir haben grundsätzlich damit begonnen, mehr Waren zu bestellen. Wir haben versucht, unsere Lager voll zu machen, damit wir im Falle dessen, dass Italien gesperrt wird, doch einige Zeit unsere Geschäfte mit aktueller Ware versorgen können. Grundsätzlich ist es so, dass wir die Grenzschließungen begonnen haben, war natürlich für uns auch der Import vorbei, obwohl es nach wie vor möglich war, über Speditionen Waren von Italien zu beziehen, hatten wir diesbezüglich natürlich Probleme, weil unsere Produzenten und auch unsere Importeure die Geschäftstätigkeit nicht mehr aufrechterhalten haben und diese Geschäfte auch geschlossen waren. Also diesbezüglich war auch die Beschaffungssituation natürlich schwierig. Man muss aber dazu sagen, da ja auch bei uns die Geschäfte geschlossen hatten, war es nicht jetzt unbedingt notwendig, neue Ware zu kaufen, da wir ja ohnehin vor Ausbruch der Epidemie in Österreich bzw. den Schließungen der Geschäfte in Österreich dementsprechend viel Ware aus Italien gekauft hatten, weil wir ja gedacht haben, dass es da zu Problemen kommen wird.
We also had the opportunity to interview Rene Zauchner, a freight forwarder at LHI Logistics, who is responsible for the transport of goods in the food industry from northern Italy to Carinthia. Before the crisis started, were there any emergency plans in place for such a situation?
Well, no, we had no emergency plans. Also, the guys or the people in Italy had has no emergency plans because no one know what will be happened in the last 1 month or something like that. We have to say also that the food production which they has in Italy never stopped.
Okay.
So only the production for industrial, for cars or steel or something, raw materials stopped. The main problem during the pandemic was that the influence of the mass media influences a lot of us or of the people all over the world. That like we saw in the TV or we listened in the radio, that the people buy so much stuff for at homes. And for us in the logistic department was difficult to manage these new orders which we get during the pandemic COVID-19, to manage this with our trucks, because you have to think about it, that the driver which are driving in the truck had also or was also a little bit scared to drive to Italy, and a lot of our drivers they said no, they do not want drive anymore to Italy. But in Austria and in Germany, the people buy so much stuff from Hofer or from all so much stores, and they need so much products for that they can handle the demand from our people, So and that was during the crisis. The main problem to handle the new orders from Hofer to get new stuff in their warehouses.
So now we are here today to speak about how we fared during this experience of this online research. For me, it was quite interesting, but also sometimes challenging to be on the right schedule and meet everybody online. But overall, I think it was a really good experience, and I'm really thankful that I was in the team with you two guys. It was really nice, and yeah, I enjoyed this research. What do you think, Fara?
Well, for my part, it was very hard to keep up with everything because, first of all, the time zone here in Tunisia is different. Also, I couldn't attend the Zoom meeting, so I missed on a couple of things. Uh, yeah, and my colleagues basically updated me on everything, so that was really nice. And yeah, I think the group job is basically done and well done, thanks to them. So thanks to you guys.
For me, it was a really good challenge. As I said, it took me out of my comfort zone. I could just as well stay at home and not done a lot. But it was good to be put to this challenge of going after people to interview them, coming up with questions, and trying to put myself into someone else's shoes, and really think how, in our case and for our research, how the companies are doing in this crisis. I would probably think a lot about myself and my company where I'm working. But it's interesting to see how other people are being affected by the crisis and how they are planning their future for after the crisis or for as long as the crisis lasts. A really interesting experience.